on here? It's on here. So let me go ahead and stop that. I didn't know I was going to be on here. I thought I was going to be on my other channel. I signed into my other account, so what's happening, people? Anywho, things real quick before we get started. Praise YAH, Shabbat Shalom, if you can hear me. There we go. So, I just want to start off by saying all glory, honor, and praise goes to the true and living Elohim, the only creator that we have, the God of the whole earth, the creator of the first people, the first animals, the first everything, right? The creator, praise YAH. And I wanted to go over, I checked out some of our other brothers and sisters who are online making music right now. Praise YAH for the Most High. Keep doing your thing. I want to start in the book of Joshua, because the book of Joshua is hands down one of the most interesting books that we have in this Torah. Well, not Torah, but 39 books in the book of remembrance, the book of life. It's hands down one of the best books. And Tanakh, let me say it that way. I'm going to read the whole book of Joshua. So if you're not ready for a long meeting and reading, if you're not in the mood for a long reading, then I'm just warning you. I'm reading the whole book of Joshua. Maybe not. We won't probably get through the whole book today, but this is definitely one of the books that I want to study and break down. So I love this particular book. I'm going to start in verse 1 of chapter 1 in the book of Joshua. Praise YAH. And it says, "Now after the death of Moses, the servant of YAH, it came to pass that YAH spake unto Joshua the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying," so after Moses died, the Most High appeared to Joshua, which of course was already expected in the previous story, right? The previous event in Deuteronomy after Moses passed. So Deuteronomy 34. So verse 2 says, "Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, unto the land which I every place that the sole of your foot shall tread. All right? Now, mind you, this is Israel. This is us. This is our people, right? This is how we roll. This is how we roll, right? Into battle. So, every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses, is yours, right? Verse 4 says, from the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun shall be your coast. Okay? So we weren't colonizers. We weren't colonizers, but we were conquerors. We were definitely conquerors. Verse 5 says, there shall not any man be able to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not fail you, nor forsake you. So you got to trust in the Most High. Don't put your trust in man. Trust in the Most High, and the Most High will guide your whole life. You'll be surprised at how many things you overcome just by trusting in the Creator, right? So verse 6 says, be strong and of a good courage, for unto this people shall you divide for an inheritance the land. So it wasn't just going to go to Joshua, right? It's our whole nation got some land. That's our 40 acres. More than that, I'm sure, but that's our inheritance from the Most High. So it says, you shall divide for an inheritance this land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. So that's why the bloodline is important, because it's your father, their father, their father, their mother, their mother, their mother, and it goes on in our bloodline. The Most High promised the people that are our ancients way back when in a contract. The Most High promised these things to our people. So that's why it's important for us, specifically when you got the DNA, honey, when you got that DNA, that's your inheritance too, right? So then we go to verse 7, where it says, only be you strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the law, which Moses my servant commanded you. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper whithersoever you go. This book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth, but you shall meditate therein day and night, that you mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then you shall make your way prosperous, and then you shall have good success. Have not I commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be you dismayed, for YAH your Elohim is with you whithersoever you go. Verse 10 says, then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, pass through the host, and command the people, saying, prepare you victuals, for within 3 days, so you need to have your meals, all of that stuff covered, for within 3 days you shall pass over this Jordan to go in to possess the land, which YAH your Elohim gives you to possess it. So the Most High gives land. You understand? Because, that makes sense, right? Because the Creator created the land. So the Creator gives the land. There's no mistake about it. When you have a land, the Creator is supposed to give it to you. That's the only right way to do it. And the way that the Most High gave you the land was by clearing out all of the wicked people. It wasn't about just going and colonizing here and taking over there and just, slicing babies up and just taking what people have. No, 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 no. It was about destroying wicked people. Just like today, we have wicked people. There were nations that had very wicked people that needed to be cleared out. It was a way of keeping the earth clean, if you will, if you see it that way, right? So there's a system in everything. Everything in nature has a purpose to keep the earth clean and right. Even pigs eat trash, and you got animals that eat this trash. They're like my mom says, the garbage disposals of the earth, right? They keep the earth clean. And that's one of the things that people have to understand. We have to keep it clean by ridding the earth of the wicked. And this is what our people used to do as a nation, which is why they hate us so much, right? And they wanted to follow us. But anyways, let's go on to verse 11. Okay, I read that. Verse 12, and it says, "And to the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to half the tribe of Manasseh, spake Joshua, saying, Remember the word which Moses, the servant of YAH, commanded you, saying, YAH your Elohim has given you rest, and has given you this land. Your wives, your little ones, and your cattle shall remain in the land which Moses gave you on this side Jordan. But you shall pass before your brethren armed," right? "All the mighty men of valor, and help them, until YAH have given you brethren rest," right? So until the Most High has given your brothers rest, as he has given you, and they also have possessed the land which YAH your Elohim gives them. Then you shall return unto the land of your possession, and enjoy it, which Moses YAH's servant gave you on this side Jordan toward the sun rising. And they answered Joshua, saying, All that you commanded us we will do. So he's giving orders right now, because he's talking to an army. He's talking to the military, our military. "And whithersoever you send us, we will go." Verse 17, "According as we hearkened unto Moses in all things, so will we hearken unto you. Only YAH your Elohim be with you, as he was with Moses. Whosoever he be that does rebel against your commandment, and will not listen unto your words in all that you command him, he shall be put to death." Why? Why shall that person be put to death? Because that person is going to spread their ways like a wildfire. It's a domino effect. If you let this person live, right, they're going to come in there trying to indoctrinate your people into their views, their personal man-made views, right? Not something from the source, but something from a man. We listen to the Creator directly. The ancients spoke to the Most High directly, right? So we don't want that wickedness amongst us. Somebody that's not obeying the Creator is going to try to get others to stop doing it too, because they need partners in crime. We know that, right? That's how it goes. So you have verse, okay, we're in verse 18. He'll be put to death, right? "Only be strong and of good courage." Chapter 2. And Joshua the son of Nun sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly. So we had spies, we had CIA, right? To spy secretly, saying, Go view the land, even Jericho. And they went and came into a harlot's house, right? Remember the harlot Rahab? She was cool, she hid the spies, right? So the harlot named Rahab and lodged there. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, Behold, there came men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country. And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, Bring forth the men that are come to you, which are entered into your house, for they be come to search out all the country. And the woman took the two men and hid them, and said thus, There came men unto me, but I did not know where they were, or I don't know where they went, right? And it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whither the men went, I was not, right? Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them, or for ye shall overtake them. But she had brought them up to the roof of the house, and hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof. So she was helping the spies, right? Instead of throwing them under the bus and snitching and telling on them. She did not snitch on the Israelite spies. In verse 7, and the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords. And as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. Verse 8, and before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof, and she said unto the men, I know that YAH has given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. For we have heard how the Most High dried up the water of the Red Sea for you. So she's saying that her people, where she living at, they heard about Moses and the Red Sea parting and all of that. She's like, we heard about all of that. Like, yeah, we heard about that, right? And when you came out of Egypt, and what you did unto the two kings of the Amorites that were on the other side Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom you utterly destroyed. So she was like, nah, these dudes here, they scared of you. These dudes here scared. They not, we heard about that. And as soon as we had heard these things, she said, our hearts did melt. What that mean? Our hearts did. Them men ain't about to do nothing to you. They talking all this stuff, but let me tell you something right now. They scared, okay? Neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you, for Yah your Elohim, he is Elohim in heaven above and in earth beneath. Now, therefore, I pray you, she said, I beg you, swear unto me by Yah, by the Most High, since I have shown you kindness, that you will also show kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token, and that you will save alive my father, and my mother, and my brothers, and my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. That sound real, don't it? That sound like something somebody would ask in return, like, just please don't kill my family. Can you just not kill my family, please? Can you let us go? Right? So, verse 14 says, and the men answered her, our life for yours, if you utter not this our business. If you don't be snitching on us. That's basically what they saying. And if you look, we got you, right? If you utter not this our business, and it shall be, when Yah has given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with you. Then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was upon the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. And she said unto them, get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves there 3 days, until the pursuers be returned, and afterward may you go your way. And the men said unto her, We will be blameless of this your oath, which you have made us swear. Right? So, behold, see, she's telling them how to come back out. See, in verse 16 she says, and she says unto them, Get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves there for 3 days, until the pursuers be returned, and afterward may you go your way. She's telling them like the strategy right now. The pursuers are going to be out there for three. You need to. They're going to be searching for you. Hide in the mountains for 3 days if you can, because that's how they do it. Like, she giving them all the like, this is what we do. She's giving them the answers, letting them know what's up, right? And so the men said unto her, We will be blameless of your oath, which you have made us swear. So 18 says, Behold, when we come into the land, you shall bind this line of scarlet thread. So they got a little plan, right? In the window which you did let us down by, and you shall bring your father and your mother and your brothers, right, and all your father's household home unto you. And it shall be that whosoever shall go out of the doors of your house into the street, his blood shall be upon his head, and we will be guiltless. And whosoever shall be with you in the house, his blood shall be on our head, if any hand be upon him. So basically, if he come outside while we out here catching bodies, you know what I'm saying? Bullets and stuff ain't got no name on it. So we just letting you know, if he running outside in the middle of the street, cause whatever, he probably gonna get got. We gonna get him too, unfortunately. He should have stayed us behind in the house. And we gonna tell our army, right? Cause it ain't a gang. We gonna tell our army. We gonna tell our military not to touch your household. The one with the scarlet ribbon that's on the side of, we gonna tell them not to touch it. Don't touch that house. Don't touch it. Right? So that was cool. Verse 20 says, And if you utter this our business, then we will be quit of your oath which you have made us to swear. So don't be snitching, or the contract is null and void. And she said, According unto your words, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed. And she bound the scarlet line in the window. And they went, and came unto the mountain, and abode there 3 days, until the pursuers were returned. And the pursuers sought them throughout all the way, but found them not. So the 2 men returned, and descended from the mountain, and passed over, and came to Joshua the son of Nun, and told him all the things that befell them. And they said unto Joshua, Truly YAH has delivered into our hands all the land, for even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. So not only did we go over there and, because they're spies, they're supposed to get information. We didn't just go over there and survey the land. Like, it's a lot of land, but it's going to be easy too. It's going to be real easy because they scared, right? And so we go on to chapter 3, verse 1, and it says, And Joshua rose early in the morning, and they removed from Shittim, and came to Jordan, he and all the children of Israel, and lodged there before they passed over. And it came to pass after 3 days that the officers went through the host. And they commanded the people, saying, When you see the ark of the covenant of YAH your Elohim, and the priests, the Levites, bearing it, then you shall remove from your place and go after it. So this is how we gonna go in formation. You gonna let the priests, the Levites that's holding the ark of the covenant, lead the way. You walk behind. This is our formation, right? And this is how we know. Verse 4 says, Yet there shall be a space between you and it, about 2,000 cubits by measure. Come not near unto it. So you had to stay back a certain space from the Ark of the Covenant, because you can't touch it, because you ain't the priest. You can't touch that, right? You cannot touch that. So you have to stay back from touching it. We have to stay back. So, for you have not passed this, or come not near unto it, that you may know the way by which you must go. For you have not passed this way heretofore. Right? And Joshua said unto the people, sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow YAH will do wonders among you. Right? Separate yourselves. Go meditate on YAH. Right? So Joshua said unto the people, sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow YAH will do wonders among you. Don't touch unclean things. Get ready for tomorrow. It's like a Sabbath, right? It's a special day tomorrow. Yes, it's like our Sabbath. Um, verse 6 says, and Joshua spake unto the priests, saying, take up the ark of the covenant, and pass over before the people. And they took up the ark of the covenant, and went before the people. And YAH said unto Joshua, this day will I begin to magnify you in the sight of Israel, of all Israel, that they may know that as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. So that the people can learn to follow and listen to you, because they know that the Most High is guiding you directly. That's how you know who your leader is. If your leader doesn't have the Most High talking to them directly, that's not your leader, Israel. They might be a teacher. Malcolm X was a great teacher. Martin Luther King was a great teacher. Martin Luther King Jr., great teacher. Huey P. Newton, all these people were great teachers. But a leader is someone who has a connection with the source, with the creator. The creator is speaking to the leader directly. That's how you know, right? Because you got to listen to the Most High, period. And so if that person has separated themselves enough from their sins and their wickedness to the point where the Most High is speaking to that person, that's a special person. That's how you know. We not just gonna follow anybody, y'all. We not finna do that, okay? Because we done been doing that, and we see how it ends up, and they always end up dead, right? So where was I? Okay. So it says in verse 7, and YAH said unto Joshua, this day will I begin to magnify you in the sight of all Israel, that they may know that as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. And you shall command the priests that bear the ark of the covenant, saying, when you are come to the brink of the water of Jordan, you shall stand still in Jordan. So picture that scene, right? Once we get to the brink, to the edge of the water, we're just standing there. Just standing there. A whole army of us just standing there over the edge of the water. This is how you practice obedience and learning how to follow steps, right? When I say stop, you stop. When I say go, you go, right? Learning how to follow directions from the Most High as a whole, as a nation. Verse 9 says, and Joshua said unto the children of Israel, come here and hear the words of the Creator, of YAH your Creator. And Joshua said, hereby you shall know that the living God is among you, and that he will without fail drive out from before you the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Hivites, and the Perizzites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Jebusites. 2, 7 different nations, right? 7 different nations of people. Verse 11, behold, and in the book of Joshua, going to go through all of them. It's going to go through all our battles. That's why I love it. It's a battle book. It's a whole battle book. It shows you how we go into battle, right? Verse 11, behold, the ark of the covenant of YAH, of the master of all the earth, passes over before you into Jordan. Now, therefore, take you 12 men out of the tribes of Israel, out of every tribe a man. 12 men. And it shall come to pass, as soon as the soles of the feet of the priests that bear the ark of YAH, the master of all the earth, shall rest in the waters of Jordan. Right? You're going to put that ark, right? All of us into the waters of the Jordan shall be cut off from the waters that come down from above, and they shall stand upon a heap. We're going into it. I'm sorry. It's the people. We're going into it. And they shall stand upon a heap. So the Most High is going to do another. This is not like the first time. There's a couple of instances where the water actually parted in the Old Testament, not just with Moses. The Red Sea parted with Moses, right? And it came to pass when the people removed from their tents to pass over Jordan, right? And the priests bearing the ark of the covenant before the people, and as they that bear the ark were come unto Jordan, and the feet of the priests that bear the ark were dipped in the brim of the water, right? That's what's going to make it all be cut off to where they're on dry ground, right? Once they dip their feet in the brim of the water, for Jordan overfloweth all his banks all the time of harvest, that the waters which came down from above stood and rose up upon a heap very far from the city Adam, that is beside Zaratan. So imagine, it's like some Black Panther stuff, right? It's like you got a whole army with you and y'all come up on the water and it's like, okay, stop. And then the priests bearing the Ark of the Covenant dip their toes in the water, and then the water just move out your way. Like, and we just about to walk through here. And see, you talking about Christ walking on the water. No, 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 no. We ain't have to do that. The Most High moved the water out of the way so we can walk on dry ground. The water moved, right? Because that's what it's supposed to do. Praise Yah. So, verse 14 says, and it came to pass, when the people removed from their tents to pass over Jordan, and the priests bearing the ark of the covenant before the people, and as they that bear the ark were come unto Jordan, and the feet of the priests that bear the ark were dipped into the brim of the water, for Jordan overfloweth all his banks all the time of harvest, that the waters which came down from above stood and rose up upon a heap very far from the city Adam, that is beside Zaratan, and those that came down toward the sea of the plain, even the salt sea, failed and were cut off, and the people passed over right against Jericho. And the priests that bear the ark of the covenant of YAH stood firm on dry ground in the midst of Jordan, and all the Israelites passed over on dry ground, until all the people were passed clean over Jordan. Chapter 4, verse 1. And it came to pass, when all the people were clean passed over Jordan, that YAH spake unto Joshua, saying, take you 12 men out of the people, out of every tribe a man, and command you them. You're going to command them, saying, take you hence out of the midst of Jordan, out of the place where the priest's feet stood firm, 12 stones. Go get 12 stones, right? So we are manipulating Mother Nature, as they call it, right? We're manipulating the earth. You go get 12 stones from the earth, right? This is how we do, right? You go get 12 stones, and you shall carry them over with you, and leave them in the lodging place where you shall lodge this night. So, of course, we have power and stones and all of these things. But the thing about it is you have to know how to manipulate things correctly, and you have to do it correctly. And the only way to do it correctly is to go to the source, the one who created these things, to show you how to use these things so that you're not doing something that will end up in witchcraft. And witchcraft is nothing but the corruption of the Most High's resources. It's idolatry and corruption, right? So it's doing things the wrong way, basically. So then we go to verse 4, and it says, then Joshua called the 12 men whom he had prepared of the children of Israel out of every tribe a man. And Joshua said unto them, pass over before the ark of YAH your Creator into the midst of Jordan, and take ye up every man of you a stone upon his shoulder, according unto the number of tribes of the children of Israel, that this may be a sign among you, that when your children ask their fathers in time to come, saying, what mean you by these stones? Then you shall answer them, that the waters of Jordan were cut off before the ark of the covenant of YAH, when it passed over Jordan. The waters of Jordan were cut off, and these stones shall be for a memorial unto the children of Israel forever. Right? The 12 stones. That's one of our memorials. Just like we have holidays, we have holy days, we have memorials, feasts, celebrations, all of that, right? So that's a memorial that's a part of our history. The waters parting for our people, right? Getting out the way. So verse 8 says, and the children of Israel did so as Joshua commanded, and took up 12 stones. Am I still on here? Did I cut out? Is my audio on? Okay, I got it. All right. Okay, so verse 8 says, and the children of Israel did so as Joshua commanded, and took up 12 stones out of the midst of Jordan, as YAH spake unto Joshua, according to the number of the tribes of the children of Israel, and carried them over with them unto the place where they lodged, and laid them down there. And Joshua set up 12 stones in the midst of Jordan, in the place where the feet of the priests which bear the ark of the covenant stood, and they are there unto this day. Verse 10, for the priests which bear the ark stood in the midst of Jordan, until everything was finished that YAH commanded Joshua to speak unto the people, according to all that Moses commanded Joshua. And the people hasted and passed over. And it came to pass, when all the people were clean passed over, that the ark of YAH passed over, and the priests in the presence of the people, and the children of Reuben, and the children of Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh passed over armed before the children of Israel, as Moses spake unto them. About 40,000 prepared for war passed over before YAH unto battle to the plains of Jericho. So we got 40,000 people walking in formation, armed for battle, right? The waters just parted for them and they walking through. That would look scary, right? On that day, Yah magnified Joshua in the sight of all Israel, and they feared him as they feared Moses all the days of his life. And Yah spake unto Joshua, saying, Command the priests that bear the ark of the testimony, that they come up out of Jordan. Joshua therefore commanded the priests, saying, Come ye up out of Jordan. And it came to pass, when the priests that bear the ark of the covenant of Yah were come up out of the midst of Jordan, and the soles of the priests' feet were lifted up unto the dry ground, or the dry land, that the waters of Jordan returned unto their place, and flowed over all his banks as they did before. So as soon as they walked over the water crashed down and just landed. Man, that looks so cool. I can only imagine how cool that looked, right? And the people came up out of the Jordan on the 10th day of the first month. So it's about to be Passover. On the 10th day of the first month, the people came up out over Jordan and encamped in Gilgal, in the east border of Jericho. Verse 20, and those 12 stones, and I don't know why they put 14 stones in my boy's breastplate here, but on the thumbnail, but anywho, AI, and those 12 stones, or the 12 jewels in his breastplate rather, the 12 stones which they took out of Jordan did Joshua pitch in Gilgal. And he spake unto the children of Israel, saying, When your children shall ask their fathers in time to come, saying, What mean these stones? Then you shall let your children know, saying, Israel came over this Jordan on dry land. We had our own traditions. You see how like we be having our own thing, like Juneteenth. We have our own thing. We don't have to take somebody else's because we do our own thing. So we're supposed to tell them that Israel came over this Jordan on dry land. The waters parted, moved out of our way for us to walk across the water. And for Yah your Elohim dried up the waters of Jordan from before you until you were passed over, as Yah your Elohim did to the Red Sea. And just like the story of, was it Elisha or Elijah? I gotta go back. I always sometimes get them names. I gotta find out a better way to stop switching them names up, because then you switch up the stories and it gets all confusing. But the water parted for him as well, right? And so yeah, and there's a couple of instances where the water parts for us, because that's a sign of the Most High. That's one of the things the Most High does. He moves the water out of the way for us, right? So then just as Yah did to the Red Sea, which he dried up from before us until we were gone over, that all the people of the earth might know the hand of Yah, that it is mighty, that you might fear Yah your Elohim forever. And it came to pass in chapter 5, it came to pass when all the kings of the Amorites, right? This is one of the nations that were going to take over, one of their lands, right? The Amorites, which were on the side of Jordan westward, And all the kings of the Canaanites, which is another one we gonna conquer, which were by the sea, heard that Yah had dried up the waters of Jordan from before the children of Israel, until we were passed over, that their heart melted, neither was there spirit in them any more, because of the children of Israel. Especially if they saw that water in the Jordan just part. They're like, do y'all see all that water is parting? You know what that means. The water's parting. It must be the Israelites. Oh my God. Right. Okay. So then we go to verse we're still in verse 1, and it says, the Canaanites which were by the sea heard that Yah had dried up the waters of Jordan from before the children of Israel, until we were passed over, that their heart melted, neither was their spirit in them anymore. This how scary. You know them cartoons, the ghosts be coming out the cartoon. Neither was their spirit in them anymore, because of the children of Israel. Verse 2, at that time Yah said unto Joshua, make you sharp knives, and circumcise again the children of Israel the second time, the ones who were just born, right? And Joshua made him sharp knives, and circumcised the children of Israel at the hill of the foreskins. Verse 4, and this is the cause why Joshua did circumcise all the people that came out of Egypt, that were males, even all the men of war, died in the wilderness by the way, after they came out of Egypt, right? Verse 5, and then again, this here is not just for well, I'm gonna leave that to a male more, because a male more can tell you about that particular verse about the circumcision better than I can, because I am not a man, right? So I'm gonna leave that to the men. um so verse 5 says, now all the people that came out were circumcised, but all the people that were born in the wilderness by the way, as they came forth out of Egypt, them they had not circumcised. Verse 6, for the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness, till all the people that were men of war, which came out of Egypt, were consumed, because they obeyed not the voice of Yah, unto whom Yah sware that he would not show them the land, which Yah sware unto their fathers, that he would give us, a land that flow with milk and honey. Because our people did not want to come out of Egypt. They didn't want to stop the ways of that they learned while they were in captivity in Egypt. They didn't want to stop the ways that they're learning currently in Babylon in America, right? They didn't want to stop doing those things, and that's why they didn't make it to the land, right? They didn't want to stop all the things they learned in Egypt. They're like, we've been in Egypt for 430 years. I am an Egyptian. I don't know. She's talking about I'm an Israelite. I'm Egyptian. Okay. So verse 7 says, and their children, whom he raised up in their stead, them Joshua circumcised, for they were uncircumcised, because they had not circumcised them by the way. That's a part of the covenant of circumcision. Verse 8, and it came to pass, when they had done circumcising all the people that were abode, that they abode in their places in the camp till they were whole. Verse 9, and Yah said unto Joshua, this day have I rolled away the reproach of Egypt from off you, wherefore the name of the place is called Gilgal unto this day. Verse 10. So this is when we're going to keep the Passover, because like we said before, the people came up out of the Jordan on the 10th day of the first month. So verse 10 says, and the children of Israel encamped in Gilgal, and kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month at even in the plains of Jericho. So they kept the 14th day even before they went to battle. They kept Passover, right? Verse 11, and they did eat of the old corn of the land on the morrow after the Passover, unleavened bread or unleavened cakes, and parched corn in the selfsame day. And the men ceased on the morrow, after they had eaten of the old corn of land or of the land, neither had the children of Israel manna any more, but they did eat of the fruit of the land of Canaan that year. So they sitting up and chilling in Canaan and eating the food in Canaan before they about to destroy them, right? Verse 13, and it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked. Oh yeah, now we about to get to it. That he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, are you for us or for our adversaries? Who you repping? Who you rep? Are you with us or you with them? Right? And he said, nay, no. But as captain of the hosts of YAH, okay, I ain't with you, Lord. Look, I'm with the Most High. I don't know what you talking about, right? He said, nah, But as captain of the host of YAH am I come now, or am I now come? And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship, and said unto him, what says my sir, right, unto his servant, right? My owner unto his servant, my master unto his servant. And the captain of YAH's host said unto Joshua, the captain of YAH's host came to Joshua face to face. Okay? He's the captain. That means that he has a high ranking in the army of YAH. And he's coming to Joshua. Right? Praise YAH. The captain of YAH's host said unto Joshua, loose your shoe from off your foot. Take your shoes off, for the place wherein you stand is holy. And Joshua did so. He took his shoes off. Now Joshua, and this is chapter 6, verse 1. Now Jericho was straitly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. Right? They didn't even want the children of Israel coming up in there. They kept it up and closed. They didn't want you coming up in there trying to visit. They don't want you coming there trying to fight them. None of that. You keep the children of Israel up out of Jericho. That's an order, okay? Verse 2, and Yah said unto Joshua, see, I have given unto you your hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor, and ye shall compass the city, all you men of war, and go round about the city once. All the men of war, you're going to walk around the city one time. Then shall you do, or then thus shall you do 6 days. So one day you're going to walk around, and then the next day you're going to walk around one time. You just going to walk around because, they already scared of you, so they're not going to stop you from just circling them like a lion, right? A pride of lion. They're not going to, you circling their city, but they're not going to say nothing, right? They just going to watch. What are they doing? Where are they walking around, right? So, and Yah said unto Joshua, see, I have